Focus Plumbing, always at your fingertips.
Pow! Danny Vegas time, Danny Vegas world. We are live from the Gene Woods Racing Experience right here at 121 East Sunset. And I want to say welcome to the show. Today is a different day. As you all know, Danny Vegas has been going on WCOBM for years. But Joe Gamble and I are doing a little experimenting today, and we are pushing the envelope of our technology. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for hanging in there as we kind of work some different things. Now, what is a Danny Vegas show? If you're watching for the first time, Danny Vegas live show is where coolness meets business. It's a business show. We do a lot of creative content for businesses all over the Las Vegas Valley, and extremely excited about that, and it's very cool. So in the future, if you happen to like our page or you happen to visit our website, you can see all the Danny Vegas content that we produce for many different companies all over. And then we talk, we have co-hosts usually every week, but today, since it's an experimental day, since we're trying something a little bit new, I'm by myself today. Normally I have a nice co-host. We banter about business and marketing and everything like that. And plus, we talk about everything. So it's going to be very cool. I'm very excited. Always excited about the show. You can always just go to WCOBM.tv, click on shows, click on Danny Vegas, so you can see all that. Now, let's do this. Let's do this. Now, we could talk about a topic today. No problem with that. Lord knows I have a million topics. So one of the things I wanted to talk about in segment one, because we make $1 million a show here at the Danny Vegas Live show. So we do have to make a little bit of money, of course. Las Vegas Women's Magazine is a signature sponsor of the Danny Vegas Live show. I say it every week. If you are excited, if you love it, you love it, you love it. If you want to have a conversation with women in this town, there's one place to go. Las Vegas Women's Magazine. It is hashtag the 1,000-pound gorilla in the room. Las Vegas Women's Magazine has an event every quarter. They're going to have one in February. I do not have the date yet. I do not. So once I get that and I get that information, I will get it to you. Now, we also have Focus Plumbing is a huge signature sponsor of the Danny Vegas Live show. So if you are, without a doubt, needing of plumbing services, okay, and you want to use a plumbing company that is changing the whole entity of the plumbing platform, you have to call Focus Plumbing, okay? All right, today, one of the things I wanted to talk about today, because people email me all the time, every day, especially small businesses and even hobbyists, if you want to call it that. I get emailed every day. So, and one of the things I get emailed all the time is to be somewhat of a mentor, somewhat of a coach, something of that nature. I'm going to be right up front with you. I am not a business coach. I am not a business mentor. Certainly, I have my own way of, and I've done this thing, and Danny Vegas, and what the mission has always kind of been the same. We've tweaked it here, tweaked it there, but it's basically this. And what people are asking me, and what would I want in a business coach? Okay, if I were to go out and say I need a business coach, what would I look for if I was interviewing potential business coaches? What would I ask for? Now, I will tell you, when I've interviewed social media coordinators and I ask them, why are you different from all the other social media coordinators? What I usually find is they always say the same answer. So they're all thinking they're different, but they're all different in the same way. So that's a good question for anybody to be able to answer. Why are you different than anybody else? So if I were to interview business coaches, what would I look for? And feel free to chime in. feel free here to write a comment. I will be able to see it. Got some people already in here. We got Gene and Mark and Tony. Hello, Tony. How you doing? We have Connie and Eugene. Thank you for joining. Feel free to put in your comments because I will address them right here on the air because we are broadcasting live all over the world. And we do have people watching all over the world. So, I know for me, I think for a business coach, you got to know yourself. You got to be able to literally look in the mirror. What are my weaknesses? And what can that coach do for me to get over the weaknesses? Now, I will be straight up front with you. Some of the issues I have now, what I would be, I would need a coach. And I'm a big fan of there's people, process, and product. We know that from the show The Profit. But I add one called Pathway. Okay, I would sit down with my business coach and answer all that. Do I have the right people? Do I have the right product? Do I have the right processes? Processes are huge. But do I have a pathway? Is there a pathway to what I'm trying to achieve? And you'd be surprised how many small businesses have this thing. You know, I'm a chip dealer. I sell chips. You know, this is me. This is what I do. But they don't really have a pathway to accomplishing anything. I would want out of a business coach someone who would hold me accountable to the people, process, product, and pathway that we put on paper, whatever that may be. That's what I would want out of a business coach. Now, Lord knows what makes everything special here, what makes everything great is we're human beings. Sometimes let me be right up front with you. Humans always, by nature, take a path of least resistance. My daughter's a phenom soccer player, but she doesn't take criticism very well. So when her coaches are on her all the time about doing stupid stuff on the soccer field, she tends to get bent. She tends to get, what she says, you know what the new word is, Joe Gamble? Triggered. Triggered is the new, well, it might be old now, but that's what she goes, I got triggered. Okay, so if you're going to find a business coach that's your buddy, that, you know, hey, let's go out to coffee and it's chit-chat, blah, blah, blah. Hey, go buy me coffee. I could be your best friend. But a business coach has not to be afraid, even though you're cutting them a check. You're cutting a check, right? They have to not be afraid to kind of give you the business. And if they trigger you, if they get your nose out of place, so be it. Because they need to be accountable to the platform or program or whatever processes that you develop. And if you don't, they need to basically take their foot and put it right up your wazoo. And you need to be, and every coach will ask you this right from the beginning, are you coachable? Because if you think you know everything and you're not coachable, then you're wasting your time and your money. So let's go back in time. What would Danny Vegas, and believe me, Danny Vegas has been around 7.5 years now. Some years, rock star. Some years, da-da-da-da. What would I want out of a business coach? I want somebody to hold me accountable to the processes, the people, the product, and the pathway that I want to do to achieve what I want to achieve. And if they can't do that, if they can't literally grab me by the ear, because I kind of tend to procrastinate, and I'm kind of like, oh, I'm going to click on Facebook for a while. You know, am I going to do that or not? Anyway, okay, that's segment one. That's a 10-minute segment. What we're going to do is we're going to pay a few bills. We're going to come back, and we're going to talk about something else, because today is test day. We're pushing our technology today. We're pushing it to another envelope, and we're going to see if it's working. And if it does, hey, maybe we'll continue it on. All right. This is Danny Vegas, and I'll be back for segment 2 right after this.